When Buchenwald collapsed in the final weeks of the war, the end did not come quietly. By early April 1945, the SS understood that the Americans were only miles away. Guards began slipping out of the camp, trying to escape into the surrounding woods, and at the same time they tried to force the weakest prisoners onto new death marches. What they did not know was that an underground resistance movement had been growing inside the camp for months. The prisoners had created a covert organization that operated under the eyes of the SS. With hidden discipline, they gathered scraps of information, smuggled tools, and built up a cache of stolen weapons. When the moment came, they moved with purpose. As the camp leadership faltered and panic took over the SS ranks, the resistance seized its chance. They broke into their concealed armories, armed themselves, and stormed the guard towers. By the time American troops reached the main gates on April 11th, the prisoners had already taken control of Buchenwald. It was one of the rare moments in the history of Nazi camps where the inmates liberated themselves before Allied soldiers arrived. Justice inside the camp took a darker turn in the hours that followed. More than 56,000 people had died in Buchenwald through starvation, disease, torture, and systematic brutality. The survivors carried years of grief and rage, and when word spread that several SS men were hiding in the nearby forest, emotions boiled over. Some of the captured guards were beaten to death by the prisoners who had endured their cruelty. It was a raw, uncontrolled release of suffering built up over years. Most SS personnel who were caught, however, were handed over to the American forces. They were later tried in formal war crimes proceedings. The uprising at Buchenwald remains one of the most striking examples of resistance inside the concentration camp system. A moment where prisoners fought not only for survival, but to stop the final murders that the SS tried to carry out as their world collapsed.